Assalamualaikum dostlar. Londondan сәлем. Бұл видеода мен сіздерді Лондон қаласы мен Темза өзенімен таныстыратын боламын. Яғни қазір мен Темза өзенінде қайықпен жүзуге бара жатырмын. Қайықпен жүзгенде гид болады. Сол гидтің таныстыруы бойынша Лондонмен танысатын боламыз. Лондонмен әртүрлі қызық жерлерін көріп, тарихи жерлерін, аттракциондарын Темза өзенінде қайықта жүзу арқылы көретін боламыз.
Beraber gidelim, onlar geliyor.
Bilet alındı. Бағасы 19,5 фунт стерлинг. Жүзіп бара жатырмыз Темза өзенінде Uberboat'ten.
Bakın beğenirseniz.
Siz çekiyorsunuz.
Who are travelling on today. So we are called the City Alpha and we're fully licensed by the Maritime and Coast Guard Agency, which means we carry life-saving appliances to cater for all of you on board. That includes life rings, life rafts and life jackets, and they're stored in locations marked out by the international cream and green signs. We're also in constant communication with all of the other boats that you can see around us today, including the emergency services. And in the very unlikely event of an emergency, we ask that you just stay calm, stay seated, and take instruction from a trained and uniformed member of crew. Built. And then other bits around it, they've been added onto it by other rulers over the years. And it's been lots of things. It's been a royal mint, it's been London Zoo, it's home to the crown jewels now, but it was also once a very famous place of execution. Somebody actually asked me when they got on, where is the bloody tower? Well, I said it's behind the bloody trees, you can't see it. But it is. Nowadays, it is home to the crown jewels, so you can go and visit them. But over on your left, this is where it becomes painfully obvious, I'm not a professional. Over on your left, this is London's very own warship. It's the HMS Belfast, built and constructed in the same shipyard as the ill-fated Titanic. That's the Harland de Wolff shipyard in Belfast. It's permanently moored up here as an extension of the Imperial War Museum. There are about 9 decks on there, so you can go on board, explore right down from the engine room up to the bridge. And she was one of the first ships to fire her guns in anger on D-Day. And she also played a very crucial role in protecting the Arctic convoy, which was Russia's supply route during the Second World War. So steeped in history, if you are going to go on board and visit, just leave yourself a few hours. There's lots to explore. But just behind that, staying on your left, I'm sure you can all see the shard, or the shard of glass. It's west of the building. It stands at 310 metres tall, and it's made up of luxury apartments, restaurants. It's also home to the 5-star Shangri-La Hotel. Now right up on the 72nd floor, there is a viewing platform. I will warn you, it's about £30 per person. But if you cross over to the other side, just on your right, you've got one of London's skyscrapers. It's the one with a curved face at the front. Its official name is 20 Fenchurch Street, but they also have a viewing platform, and it's up at the very top, just where the glass. You can see some few people up there. That one is free. It's called the Sky Garden. All you have to do is go to the Sky Garden website, book in advance, and you get the same view as you would at the Shard. You just get it for free. So that's my tip for you today, guys. Shortly coming into view, just on your right, you have a gap in the buildings. There'll be a monument for the Great Fire of London. It's got a golden candle on the top, and it's said that if you were to lay that monument down, the candle lands at the doors of the bakery on Pudding Lane, where the Great Fire of London first started. So it's just coming into view now. The golden candle at the top. We're just about to go underneath the very, very famous London Bridge. If you don't believe me, just look to your left and to your right as we go through. It is written on the bridge itself. But there's been a London Bridge on this site for over 2,000 years. This is the 5th one to stand here. Previous ones, they had fallen down, they've burned down, just like the nursery rhyme. The one before that started to sink into the mud. So they took it down brick by brick, and they sold it to an American man named Robert McCulloch, who then later reconstructed it over Lake Havasu in Arizona, where it still stands today. Just over on your left, you've got a pirate ship in the dock. Do you have any Pirates of the Caribbean fans on board? Yeah? You might want to get your cameras out for this. That ship over there actually has nothing to do with those films. It is a fully working replica of Sir Francis Drake's Golden Hind. Now the original, it was one of the first ships to circumnavigate the globe, and it took Drake into 3 years between 1577 and 1518. That one, as I said, is a replica, but it has also circumnavigated the globe twice. It's recently gone under restorations to go for a 3rd time. Just going underneath Cannon Street Railway Bridge. This was the first railway bridge here on the River Thames, so it doesn't look like much, but it is very impressive to us. Originally, it was built with a glass dome on the roof, but then they took it down during the Second World War to protect it from bombing. Luckily, the bridge, it did get bombed, but unfortunately, so did the warehouse that they stored it in, so the roof got ruined anyway. Just over on your left, you've got the glass building. This is where the original Rose and Globe Theatre stood. That's William Shakespeare's Globe Theatre. They found some of the remains when they were building the foundations for that bridge, that building just there. I'll point out the more recent replica. We've just gone through Southwark Road Bridge. It's not a very busy bridge here in London, just put here to alleviate traffic from London Bridge, which is behind us now. And now just over on your left, you can see the white round building with the thatched roof. That is the replica of William Shakespeare's Rose and Globe Theatre. You can still go and see plays performed there in the summer months for as little as £5, which is great value for money here in London. And they are still performed in the traditional manner, so there's no stage lighting, there are no microphones, and there's also no roof. So if you go on a day when will get wet. It's the only building to still have a thatched roof here in London. As I previously mentioned, the Great Fire of London in 1666. Thatched roof caused a lot of London's buildings to burn down at a faster rate, so they were made illegal. Just ahead of us we have the Millennium Footbridge. It was given the nickname the Wibbly Wobbly Bridge here in London. I know it's a funny name, but it does have a reason. When it was opened in the year 2000, it only remained open for about 20 minutes before it had to be closed. This bridge, it was swaying violently from side to side, hence the name Wibbly Wobbly Bridge. And when they told the architect that this was happening, he actually said that there was nothing wrong with this bridge, and it was just the way that London is built. Not very good. Red brick building just on your right. This is the new City of London School for Boys. Do we have any Harry Potter fans on board? Daniel Radcliffe went to school there. It's a very private, very expensive gallery. And up on the top it does say free and open to all. Like most galleries and museums here in London, they are free and they are well worth a visit. So if you've got some time, go and have a look around. Now just up and over to your left, this is one of London's newest skyscrapers. It's called One Blackfriars, but it was given the nickname the Kim Kardashian building. I don't know why. That wasn't my idea. But it was also given the nickname the Boomerang. They tried to get rid of that one, but it just keeps coming back. Blackfriars Railway Bridge, put here for the 2012 London Olympics, but like most things in London, it was a year late, so it wasn't actually completed until 2013. The red columns either side of us, these are the remainders of the old railway bridge that stood here. They couldn't remove these columns because it would disturb the foundations for the existing bridges that we have here today. Now just over to your right, you'll see this construction site. This is for the Thames Tideway project. It's London's biggest civil engineering project that they've taken on for a long time. It's to replace our sewer. Our old one, it was put here in the Victorian era, not to cater for many people, and of course London is a lot busier now. So they're building a super sewer. It's been going on for about 10 years. There's not a lot going on, so you can probably see why it's taken 10 years. But today you've joined us at nearly around high water. We're just on the ebb now, so it's starting to go back out. But if you look over just to your right, this is the Victoria embankment. And just below the lampposts, you'll see some green lions' heads shortly coming into view with rings in their mouths. A lot of people think that these were used to moor boats up, but they weren't. They were actually an early flood warning system, back when the River Thames used to overflow its banks. Luckily it doesn't do that anymore thanks to the Thames barrier, but when it did, the police, they used to use these lions' heads as an early flood warning system. So the rings in their mouth, if the water was to touch the rings, then they would know we're about to flood. So what they did, they had a couple of rhymes that they used to use. They go something like this. When the lions are drinking, London is sinking. When the water is up to the lions' manes, London will go down the drain. And when the lions' heads are fully ducked, well, London is well and truly flooded. They don't all have to run. Now just over on your right you'll see a stone archway. It's got the face of old Father Thames on it, and this is a boundary marker. So it signifies we've now left the City of London behind us, the 1 square mile City of London, smallest city in the world, and we are now entering the City of Westminster. The white vessel just to your right, this is the HQS Wellington. It's an old naval ship from New Zealand. It's now a club for master mariners. It's a floating pub, basically. The head of that is King Charles. So it is a very prestigious club, and to be part of that, you have to have served at sea as a captain for a minimum of 20 years. So very, very prestigious. Staying over to the right, you've got the black and white barge, the St. Catherine. This is the old royal barge. So whenever any royalty were to visit the River Thames, that would have been the boat that they went on. Nowadays, there's a much grander, fancier boat. It's called the Gloriana, and it's kept further downriver in St. Catherine's Dock. So when King Charles or Prince William and Kate, they come to visit London, we put them on the nice, grand Gloriana. Or when Harry and Meghan come to visit, we just stick them on that one. Now the building over there with the green dome in the centre, that's Somerset House, and it's where they used to store all of the birth, marriage and death certificates here in England and Wales. So it was given the nickname, the Hatcham, Matcham and Dispatcham. And then the tax mandate moved in, so they did add Catcham. Coming up ahead of us, personal favourite of mine, this is the Waterloo Road Bridge, but it's affectionately known here on the Thames as the Ladies' Bridge. During the Second World War, whilst the majority of men were away fighting, this bridge, it was constructed by an 80% female workforce. Now, it's the longest bridge to span the River Thames at 1/4 mile long, and it's the only bridge on the Thames to have been completed on time and under budget. So I think that is a big, big well done to our ladies. Now you're about to see the oldest thing here in London today, so you might want to get your cameras out, I'm not joking this time. It's over on the right, and it is the large stick of rock. It's not any stick of rock, it's a very special stick of rock. It's called Cleopatra's Needle. Now it's an Egyptian obelisk that was gifted to us by the Egyptians after we helped them win the Battle of the Nile. Now as I said, it's the oldest thing that you're going to see here in London today, because that rock is over 3,000 years old, which is older than the city of London itself. And there's a twin to that needle. It stands in Central Park, New York, so if you wanted to visit it, you can. And if you look close enough, you might be able to see some hieroglyphics on there. Now we've been working out here for a very, very long time, and we have been trying to figure out what they say. Somebody told me it translates to Made in Egypt. Just over on your right, you've got Charing Cross Station. It was designed to look like a train emerging from the platform. I'll let you make your own minds up about that. I think it just looks like a jukebox. But ahead of us, we have Charing Cross Railway Bridge. Now it's the busiest bridge that we'll go through today. We're about to go underneath and over a railway line at the same time. And if you're on the top deck, what we like to do, get a bit of participation, we'll give everybody up there a wave. Get their hands moving. It's for your safety. It stops them from throwing things at the boat. There's another one on the other side, so we'll go again. Hello! They must be on holiday. If you didn't get a wave back, they're probably just from London and they're miserable. Now I'm sure you can all see it over on the left. This is the London Eye, or the Millennium Wheel, put here in the year 2000 by British Airways. Now it was originally only supposed to stay in London for a year, but it made so much money that it stayed permanently. It was rumoured to have made around £250,000 on its very first day. So we have been petitioning to rename it the Wheel of Fortune. Now there are 32 pods on the London Eye. It's not a random number. It's the number of boroughs that we have here in London. So on a clear day, you can see all 32 of those boroughs from the very top. Although there are 32 pods, they're numbered 1 to 33. As I said, it was owned by British Airways, and they deemed the number 13 unlucky. So they skipped that pod number out, like they do on their planes. Hence the numbers 1 to 33. You can also get married on the London Eye, the second most popular marriage destination. Anybody want to take a guess at the first? No, it's the Eiffel Tower in Paris. I will say though, if you are going to get married on there or you're going to pop the question, just make sure it is the right person. It takes half an hour to go round, 15 minutes up to the top. You say your I do's, they stop the wheel for 2 minutes, and then it's all downhill from there. Now, can anybody see Big Ben?
No.
Wrong. You can't see Big Ben. We only ever hear Big Ben on the hour and on the hour only. Because Big Ben is the bell inside the clock tower. The tower itself is the Elizabeth Tower, named after our late Queen Elizabeth II. Any other chimes that you hear every 15 minutes, they are the chimes of Westminster. Behind that you have the Houses of Parliament, or the Palace of Westminster, and there are 1,000 rooms in that building. 34 of them are drinking establishments. The only difference is they don't pay tax and they have no alcohol licence. And that's for our politicians, the people that make the most important decisions in the country. The building flying the Union flag at the back, that's the Victoria Tower, and that's where the important decisions are made. Now our destination is just
Мінекей достар, біздің қайықпен Темза өзенінде саяхатымыз аяқталды. Қазір енді түсіп, ары қарай жалғастырамыз қыдыруды.